Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is October 3rd, 2025, and welcome to all my new subscribers. And if you like the video, hope you hit the like button, and definitely hope you will hit that subscribe button. Okay, I want to talk about the very strange world of the incel community. That is a term you've probably heard a lot the last few years. Incels, incels, incels. The left likes to call everyone they don't like incels. The idea of an incel is an involuntarily celibate male. In other words, it is a man who cannot find any type of affection from a heterosexual man who cannot find affection from a woman at all. This was something I thought was more or less a myth. It was kind of blown out of proportion, but I got curious. I started looking around. There actually is a fairly vibrant online community. I have no idea how big it is in real life. But I found one Twitter account had over 30,000 followers, and this guy, by his own admission, says he is a virgin, he has never been kissed, he has never been on a date, he has never been in a relationship, and he is a grown man. And he is one of the real leaders of it. I'm not going to give the Twitter handle because I don't want to draw any more attention to this fool. But he puts himself out there as a tremendous expert on women, and he really understands what's going on with women. He knows how women really work and what they're really after and all this other kind of stuff. So the guy who has never had sex, never been kissed, never had a girlfriend, never even been on a date, is apparently an amazing expert in women. And what was really interesting is if you go through the discussions within this incel community, what I found was it is relentless negativity. And the idea is that women are all money grubbing. They only want men who are at least 6 feet tall, and they are specifically looking for the top 5% of men, and only the top 5% of men. And the top 5% of men are guys who are 6 feet tall and make 250, 300 grand a year and have six-pack abs and big biceps and all this other kind of stuff. Half the men in this country are married. That's 10 times 5%. Actually, it's over half the men in this country are married. Over 2/3 of the men in this country, ages 25 and up, so the idea of fully adults, are married or in a relationship. So the whole 5% thing is clearly false. The really interesting part that I found about it was in the comments, you saw several men come in who were married or maybe they had a girlfriend or whatever, and they were trying to give helpful advice to guys. Be like, hey, oh, go to the gym, or, hey, work on your dating skills, or, hey, just be patient, ask some girls out, try to, pay attention, what are girls like, what are they not like, just trying to offer positive advice. These are all guys who are basically like, look, I'm married, I have a girlfriend, whatever, they have some, positive recent relationship history with women, and they're trying to offer positive, constructive advice to these guys about, how they can improve their odds with women, essentially. And what is amazing is that a lot of these guys in the incel community are so bitter and so angry that they literally attack the guys trying to give them constructive advice. And it's, oh, I'm genetically deficient, and no, it doesn't matter how many weights I lift or how much money I make, no woman will ever love me. And I'm like, what the F? One, why would you say that about yourself, especially in some sort of semi-public or public forum? That's just wild. The other thing is, it's this relentless doomerism. It doesn't matter what you do, you'll never be good enough. And it's just engendering this endless bitterness and anger. And the funny thing is, they also take clips from these podcasts, where these podcasters get these like OnlyFans girls to come on, and they get them to say all this really stupid stuff. And then if you're the OnlyFans girl, you don't care. You'll say whatever stupid thing you need to get people to click to your website. And the dumber and more outrageous it is, the better, because the more likely it is someone clicks to your website and they pay money for your videos. I mean, it's a marketing plan, nothing else. There's also the clips, the interview on the street, and they interview some drunk 20-year-old and say, I want a guy who's 6'2" and makes 200 grand a year. That's tough guy talk for girls. If you look at, you can go to the mall, go to the grocery store, whatever, you will see guys walking around who are 5'8", look average as grits, and they've got their wife or girlfriend there with them. And that's very, very normal. But as you know, I'm big into demographics, and I'm a divorce lawyer, so human relationships fascinate me. So I also, I do read a lot in the comment section of what women complain about in dating. According to the incel community, what women are upset about is that men are not very tall, very rich, extremely muscular, and very athletic, and they have to hit all of those simultaneously to even be remotely available to women. And if you're not all of those at the same time, you are just screwed beyond belief. By the way, I've been married 12 years now. I have 2 kids. I had girlfriends before my wife. I know most of you probably think I'm incredibly gorgeous and good looking, but some of you may have noticed that I am, perhaps at best, we could kindly say I'm average in my looks. Well, interesting thing is, if you go over to the forums or Twitter feeds or whatever where women are talking about dating and you listen to their complaints. Now, this is not podcasts. This is not OnlyFans chicks on podcasts saying crazy stuff to try to get men to go and buy their videos. I'm talking like regular women talking to each other. And the interesting thing is, height very rarely comes up. Income almost never comes up. And does he six-pack abs and bulging biceps also really never comes up. Here are the things that I see the most when I go and I look at those and try to understand, okay, what are women who are struggling with dating saying about dating? Hygiene is a very common one I hear a lot of. And by the way, I don't mean perfect, impeccable. All the time there's women like, I went out on a date and a guy showed up from the gym and he hadn't showered or changed his clothes or anything. Things like that. Or, a guy came in, his clothes were dirty, his hair was, unkept. He clearly hadn't brushed his teeth that day. I mean, I'm talking like basic stuff, like comb your hair, brush your teeth, take a shower, like that kind of stuff. In terms of height, there's very little discussion of height. When there is, it largely consists of, I just want a guy taller than me. So if a woman's 5'7" and a guy's 5'9", that's generally okay. They don't really, as best I can tell, it's kind of a girl math situation where it's like, look, you're either taller than me or you're not. And by the way, I'll tell you, I have one friend, he's a guy, he's 5'7", his wife's 5'8.5". She's very athletic, gorgeous blonde girl, makes a ton of money. She's madly in love with him, has been for 25 years now. So yeah, that is height. The height thing is way overblown. In terms of the money thing, generally what I see from women is, I want a guy with a job. Like a real job. That's it. They really don't care too much about money so long as the guy is employed. They don't want unemployed. That's really it. But one of my takeaways from this is, one, if you start listening to the incels, their job, their goal is to utterly and completely demoralize men, to get them to give up, to get them to hate women, to be angry at women, to be bitter at women, to be resentful toward women. None of which will do them any good. It will make their lives miserable. If you have anger and resentment to 50% of the population, man, that's going to be a bad way to live. So I really, really advise you don't do that. And two, the other thing is, everything they're telling you is a lie. If you listen to what women are complaining about, if you show up on time for a date, have a job, I'm not saying you're making $1 million a year, a job, that's it. And have basic hygiene. Your hair is combed, you've brushed your teeth, you took a shower that day, and you're wearing a shirt that doesn't have a hole in it, like, that's it. I mean, like, a shirt you can get at Target is fine. You're probably ahead of 50-60% of the guys out there. So we live in this very strange, paradoxical time where the BS online has convinced enough guys that it's so hopeless that you have a lot of women out there who are just looking for the bare minimum and they can't even find it. And so if you are a guy and you are interested in dating, or you are dating, if you can hit the bare minimum, you got half to 2/3 of the competition beat right out of the gate. And that's, again, the bare minimum. I'm talking like, I brushed my teeth and I put on a shirt that I got from Target and doesn't have a hole in it. That's it. So either way, the incel community is weird. It is real, it is weird, and it is unbelievably depressing to look at. If anyone has a friend who is into that, please get them in some environments where they can meet actual normal women and talk to them and realize they are not these horrible gold-digging monsters. By the way, that's the other really weird thing. You'll hear some guys and they're, I've worked for years to become this successful, and I'm not going to risk it by going out with a woman. I'm like, so your financial success has now become a cage. You're so afraid of women that you can't have a normal relationship with a woman because you have been successful and you do make some money. It's like, okay, it's a golden cage. I mean, you lost. I don't know how else to say it, but bizarre thing. I don't have a lot of data points on this one, but just something I was interested in and thought I'd share my thoughts on it with you. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. What do you think? What did I get wrong? What did I get right? What did I miss? Let me know as always. Hope you have a good day.